Hi, this is Jeannie, and today I'm going to take this twig cross. It's hard for you to see the whole thing, but it's a twig cross, and it is about 26 inches in height and 18 inches in width. And then I have two bushes. This one is kind of a purple. I'm not sure what you call it, but I'll give you the link, that SKU number in the post. And then this is just some white baby's breath. And that number is 30356WT. So the first thing I'm gonna do, it's not gonna take all of this, I'm sure, because those are pretty thick, and I want kind of a light and airy, a small arrangement. So instead of securing a piece of styrofoam to this, I'm going to kind of create a flower bundle by putting pieces together sort of like this, and then just put a bow and then attach that whole thing to the cross, because I like to change things up. So I don't like to do things permanent for myself. Now, if I was giving this to someone else, I would, but I'm not going to use any hot glue for that reason. And I've picked out two ribbons, and a lavender. One is a floral. It's just a floral with some green leaves, and this is like a lavender Swiss dots. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut all these pieces of this bush apart. Okay, so I'm just going to set the cross aside for right now, and I cut up all the pieces from the purple bush, but I only cut a few pieces of the white because I'm not going to use all this for sure. So I'm going to just kind of pick out some of the longer pieces to get started with, and I'm going to kind of create a flower bundle like a top and a bottom. And when I get done, I'll secure this all together, and we'll put a bow right in this area. So I want it to be kind of light and wispy, so I'll use some of the white and just kind of do a piece at the top, a piece at the bottom, and I can manipulate these even more after I secure them all together. Like I say, it's not going to take all of this. Don't want to have too much because I wanted to have a kind of a light and airy effect. So that is probably enough right there. Oh, that's got a piece of label on it. I need to get that off, but let me just get another piece. Okay, so I'm going to take that and put a zip tie around it. You could use a chenille stem here too, but I'm going to use a zip tie, or you could use foil wire. Just pull that together. Cut that off, and I see I got a piece that I didn't catch good. Just kind of put that back in there. Pull that zip tie so tight, I may not can work that in. There we go. Now then, okay. And then I can still manipulate this a little bit without pulling it out. Spread that out a little bit. Let me get these pieces out of the way so we can tell more about it. See, I don't need much. I want the twig cross to show through, so I don't need much in the way of a flower piece. Okay, So now I can take some wire, some floral wire, and just secure that bundle. Just like that. See that better? And that way, if I'm, if I want to take that off after a few weeks, I can take that arrangement off and make something totally different out of the cross. Just using a little floral wire to secure that. And I'm going to secure a piece at the top too so that it doesn't fall forward. I don't think it will, but it might. So we'll just cut another piece and find one of the back pieces, one of the taller pieces, and then just secure that. You have to just keep it from falling forward. And I want to tuck those wires out of the way so they won't scratch my door. Just poke them to the inside of that cross. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to make a small bow to go right there in the middle. Okay, today I'm going to use the Pro Bow 4-in-1, and it mostly just, holds your ribbon between these two pegs. This peg, this is my ribbon spool holder, and these are just the extra pegs, and I just leave them stuck in the holes so, I won't lose them or anything. You can use this, for instance, if you wanted to cut ribbon strips in 12 inches. You could put, a post there and a post there and wrap your ribbon around and cut your ribbon strips. So anyway, that's what these are over here for. Just, forget about those. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece of floral wire and just set it aside. Well, actually, I could just go ahead and drop it down in my post. Just tuck it out of the way. I'm going to start with my 2.5-inch ribbon. Now, usually on a ribbon like this, I'll go ahead and cut that end off, that little folded end, and just go ahead and dovetail that ribbon, fold it. And I don't need a big bow, but I'm going to make it about 8 or 10 inches, so we'll leave a tail of about 8 inches. So I'm going to pinch that up, drop it down in the slot. Give it a twist. I'm gonna pull that tail to the front. And I'm gonna come out, I make about a 10-inch bow. Come out to the 5-inch mark. Drop that down. Give it a twist. Come to the 5-inch mark on the other side. Drop that down. Give it a twist. Go ahead and make 2 loops on each side with this ribbon. It's just going to be a fairly simple bow, and you can do this without even using a bow maker. A lot of people can, and I can, but I find that everything stays much more nicer and even if I use a bow maker. And sometimes I use an easy bow maker, and sometimes I'll even use a bow dabber. So lots of different options. You can get this bow maker and the easy bow maker at Trendy Tree. All of this ribbon, all these supplies came from Trendy Tree. And on my 1.5-inch ribbon, I usually just cut those tails at an angle. You could do them any way that you want to. And I'm going to come back and do the same thing. Pinch it together, drop it down, make a 5-inch bow, 5-inch loop, another 5-inch loop, and this time I'm just going to do one loop on each side, because like I say, you don't need much of a bow for this cross wreath. So I'm gonna twist, and I'm gonna make a short loop in the center, and it'll only be a couple of inches. Come down, cut my tail off, and I can even those up later if I need to. And press that down, get my wire out, ease it up off the board. I can go ahead and get my wire where I can get a hold of it. Hold that, just get the board out of the way. Bring that wire up. And you can use a zip tie or chenille stem here. Today I'm going to use floral wire, and I'm going to twist that. I'm going to hold the wire and twist the bow. Okay, bring that wire to the back. I'm going to use that to attach it to the cross. So, got my wire brought to the back, and another twist or two. Okay, and then fluff out the bow. So that little short piece, we're going to pull that over, and that's going to cover up the mechanics of that wire. And we're going to take the tails and pull those down, fluff out that flowery ribbon, fluff out all the loops, fluff out. Okay. I love that. If you ever did any sewing when you were, well, you know, I did sewing when I was younger. We had home ec classes, and dotted Swiss was a very popular fabric, and this is kind of reminiscent of that, but they call it Swiss dots. So now I'm gonna take it. I gotta get that tag off that cross too. I don't need to forget that. Take the bow, put it like right over where the greenery. And bring that to the back. Just twist that on. Well, I'm gonna have to, this is gonna squish my bow, but just hang on, I'll fix it. Take those wires, tuck them to the inside, refluff the bow, and kind of run your fingers under those tails to kind of give it a little bit of life. And of course, if you want to, you can roll the tails up. It doesn't matter either way that you want to do it. Now at this point, if you want to tuck in some extra of the pieces or anything, you can. Like if you wanted to slide in any more color, you can like slide it behind the bow there. And again, like I say, I'm not using any hot glue. If I was making this for someone else, yes, I would. But I'm making it for me because, you know, in a few weeks, I'll probably want to just take this off, and I might make a patriotic cross or, you know, something like that. So that's why I do that. I was thinking of Easter when I was pulling this together, okay? And, well, now, these are some old eggs. See, this is something that I have taken apart before. So, you know, if I wanted to stick an egg in there, you know, just to kind of give it kind of an Eastery, more Eastery look, I can do that. Okay. Okay, well that's it. So I didn't use all of either bush. I had this much left over from one bush, and this much left over from the Queen Anne's lace. So, of course, you got each one of these ribbons has 10 yards, so there's a good bit left over on that. So anyway, just wanted to share And this cross is 29280 NAT. And of course, it came from Trendy Tree. Get that tag off while I'm thinking about it. And it has a little hook on it. So you've got that ready to hang. And there it is. I'll take some pictures and give you the links to the products. Thanks for watching.